Hour now, if you're getting ready for work. Let's look at the cover of Newsweek. I love this topic. I think we all grapple with it as parents and definitely as a country. Let me read from it. It's an article, Stop, You Can't Afford It, by Sharon Begley and Jean Chatzky. Love Jean Chatzky. Economists are waiting to see how the entitled, indulged children of helicopter parents will behave. On the one hand, many of them have been showered with every conceivable largesse, from private music lessons and pricey soccer camps to the SAT tutoring that got them into a top college. For many of those raised in two-career households, no was a word they seldom heard from their parents, so eager were mom and dad to compensate for their lack of quantity time by providing quality time and experiences and stuff instead. Even if they are inclined to save, they're facing real obstacles. Many emerged from college with significantly more student loan debt than those who came before them and are entering a job market getting weaker by the month. And I guess the question, Tina, is, does the article go on to grapple with, and I can't wait to read it, that perhaps even as a country, this generation is getting weaker by the day, given this concept?
Well, the piece actually is very, very interesting because it actually talks about how the brains of savers and spenders are, in fact, generally measurably a little different. And the question is raised in the piece, which scientists and neuroscientists are looking at, is how you can, in fact, rewire a brain from being a spending brain to a saver's brain. And one of the things that really does make a difference and has demonstrable results is actually training kids in delayed gratification. And they did an experiment where they have a kid is offered marshmallows, one immediately, or wait and get two. And the kids that waited and went out of the room, and when they came back, got the other two, did measurably better in their SAT scores later.
Oh, that's so interesting.
So it really shows that training and wiring in delayed gratification can affect emotional intelligence in a way that's very, very important.
What made you decide on this as the cover?
Because I feel that everywhere in this country, people are looking at the fact that this recession is going to go on and on, that life now it's not going to anymore be about boom and bust and boom and bust. It's actually going to be about this sort of flat line for a long time. And they're actually having to think about how the hell they retool themselves from being the people who, ran up credit card bills and, got into these messes with mortgages and so on, and they've raised kids who've never known any other kind of culture. They sort of feel, what are we going to do? We really got to understand how we're now going to become different kinds of people. And I think that I'm hearing that all over, is people are saying we've got to train our kids to understand that it isn't going to be the affluent life that they were raised to.
And also that there almost seems to really need to be a reset.
It's a reset, exactly.
Growing up, I'm surrounded by people, many of whom I don't know, didn't make but they had so many things. They put everything on credit. I never really understood it because my parents are Eastern European immigrants and had a sense of holding back, buy used cars, the whole thing. But around us, McMansions and people who had everything right away.
Right. Well, of course, the other thing that, that Sharon Begley writes interestingly about is how, in fact, even as we as a nation, in a sense, need to understand and retool the brain to actually understand how to hold back from self-gratification, everything about our technology, everything about our culture is more and more speeded up to instant gratification.
Exactly.
So how are you going to train kids in delaying gratification when everything here, everything is about
instant? They buy it right here. They buy it. Can I buy this?
There are actually experiments being done about how you can zap the brain to actually, stimulate areas of the brain to in fact change what's happening, neurologically, to make you into someone who does not have such a lack of impulse control.
What are you laughing at?
So we're going to zap you.
I just like the it's a one-click world, baby.
It's a one-click world.
It's a one-click world.
How are you going to delay?
Boom. Hit the button. Bring it on. Delayed gratification. What's the virtue in that? I want it now. I hit the button.
Well, I just hope you can afford it. That's all.
Exactly.
Yes.
Tina Brown.
I put in personal foreclosure. Too many one-clicks for me.
Foreclosure.
Forget the founding fathers. How women have turned the ideals of the Declaration of Independence into a reality.